welcome back to another Renae's Corner video. I'm Renae, and today we're going to be talking about things that I've just noticed have changed since, me being in the clinical psychology program. I don't know if these are things that I would necessarily feel like are like groundbreaking things, but I just feel like since being in a psychology program and like in the mental health field, I just feel like things have changed in my own mental health and my own like experience with mental health. So yeah, I mean, some of these things could just be because I'm getting older too, so I don't really know, but it's hard to delineate because both things happen at the same time. I'm in the program and I'm getting older simultaneously. So one of the first things that I would say has changed about me and my mental health since being in the program is I'm just more aware, like self-aware. I'm aware more of my thoughts and my emotions and how like those things lead to behaviors like in CBT. And I'm just like, I feel like I was aware before, but like now I have like the specific terminology, and now I'm just like more able to be like honor those feelings, honor those thoughts, and be, I don't know, just more cognizant of it, I guess, because I feel like before I was just like, yeah, I'm super sensitive and I'm an emotional person, but like that didn't really mean anything to me, and like I would just like try to not be that way. But now I just feel like I'm just more aware of like, this is how I am, and also this helps me in other ways of like being a psychologist. Like being sensitive and being self-aware really helps me as a psychologist in training. And so that's one of those things that I feel like has happened. And I just feel like I see the big picture a little better, like of how just like all of these things are sort of interconnected, and how those things like affect what I do and how like my knee-jerk reactions are and those kind of things. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel more like aware of what's going on in my head and my feelings, and then the actions that result from those feelings. And I'm just more able to like put it into words of like, I was feeling like this, so I had this thought, and then this is what I did. And so I'm able to like pinpoint exactly, like, this is gonna sound bad, but pinpoint where it went wrong. Like if I make a decision that I look back on and I don't necessarily like, I'm like, oh, here's where it went wrong because I was feeling this way. And so I feel like I'm just more self-aware. Number two, I feel like I've learned just how much movement and exercise is imperative for my mental health. Like even if I never lose another pound, like working out like makes my brain so happy. And I feel like I talked about this on Twitter. It just, something about working out, and there's like research to suggest that like when you work out you get like feel good brain chemicals, and like my brain needs that. Like I can always tell when I haven't worked out in a while, when I just feel like I can't get regulated in my emotions. Like I'm just like, oh, I need to work out, I need to work out, I need to work out. And so that is one thing that I feel like prior to coming to grad school, I don't think I would have pinpointed. Like I think when I went through my year of like rejection, I was working out a lot because like I literally had nothing else going on in my life, and like that was the one thing that I was like, I can feel good for this hour or two, and then like the rest of my life was like a shit show during that time. So I knew then that it was really helpful for me, but I didn't realize how impactful it is now that I'm like doing what I want to do. I still need that exercise and movement to just help regulate my emotions and make me feel, like confident. And I also would say that working out is the only time my brain is like quiet. Like I think it's because I'm focused on breathing, because I don't want to pass out at the gym. But I think like when I go to the gym and I work out, like it's just so quiet. Like my brain is just like there's no noise, and it's so beautiful because like my brain is always going, I'm always thinking, there's always thoughts in my head all the time. And so to have an hour and 30 minutes of just like quiet is amazing. Like there is nothing that tops that feeling of like, wow, it's so quiet in here in my brain. I'm like, all I'm focusing on is like remembering to breathe, the song that I'm listening to. Sometimes I watch baseball because it's boring to me, so like my brain isn't really on. But yeah, it's so quiet and I love it. So yeah, those are number two. Like exercise and movement has just been so important to my mental health, and I learned that through grad school and learning about like exercise is good for depression and stuff like that. So let's see, what else? I learned that thoughts are not facts, and just because I think something does not mean it's true, which, I mean, that sounds so simple, but I don't think I had really like wrapped my head around that. Like, of every thought that I have in my head is not true. And so that's something I've learned just being a therapist and like working with people with their thoughts. I'm like, is that true? And so the same things that I use with my clients, I use with myself. And it has just been like a weird experience of being like, oh, that's not true. Like, I'm thinking that, but that's not true at all. Like, I will like go through periods where I'm like, oh my gosh, I am not doing anything with my life. And I'm like, that's not true, Tanisha. Like, that's a thought, but like, it's not true at all. So that has been like one of the biggest like aha moments for me in grad school. Like, oh shoot, just because I think it doesn't mean it's true at all. So that is there. And I just realized that I have been like gaslighting myself for years with like my feelings, and like there's sort of these messages about like being too sensitive, being too nice, blah, blah, blah. And I just realized that I have been like pushing that down because people say that they don't like it, or people take advantage of it and all of this stuff. And I just realized that like, I need to just honor my feelings and my thoughts and be like, this is how I feel, that's okay. This is the thought I'm having right now, that's okay. Even if it's not true, it's okay to have that thought. And so I think that sort of realization happened through this program and through just me being more reflective on just like what's going on in my head. Number 4 is I stopped fighting with my feelings and my thoughts, which just kind of goes into the point I talked about before. Is like, you spend so much energy trying to be like, I don't want to feel this way, I can't feel this way, I need to do something to make this feeling go away, when like you could just be like, okay, I feel sad, all right, cool, I feel sad today, and just let it be. Like, you don't have to like be like, I feel sad, I need to make myself happy. Be happy right now, Tanisha, be happy, be happy. It doesn't work that way. And so I think for me, learning that it's just like learning that all of that energy is spent trying to stop it, when like it could have been so much quicker had I just been like, yeah, I feel sad, let's figure out why we feel sad. Oh yeah, somebody said something mean to you, oh dang, that really sucks, but like, does that person's opinion matter? No, not really. Okay, let's move on then. Like, it's so much quicker than me being like, I'm sad, let me figure out how to fight this feeling, and then I spend all this energy trying to do things that make me happy, but like, it's not gonna fix the fact that I'm sad in that moment. So yeah, I think that's something that I learned, and that's been another big aha moment for me of like, I don't have to like struggle or, you know, like fight with my feelings. Like, they just are, and that's okay. And then the last thing is that I have learned just like radical acceptance, which is something I work at every single day. And it's sort of just like, this is what it is, and that's it. There's no judgment, that's it. So if I feel sad, I'm like, yeah, I feel sad. That's okay, that is what it is, and I accept that. If somebody treats me badly, I'm like, yeah, that's them stuff, and that's okay. Like, I accept that. Like, I just sort of like let things roll off of me in a way that before I would have been like personalizing that of like, this person treated me bad, why would they treat me this way? Why do I need to, like, what can I do to fix this? What do I need to do to like improve our relationship? When I could just be like, it just is. Maybe this person's going through something, maybe they're not, but that's how they treated you. Those were their actions. Okay. And so I think for me, radical acceptance sort of takes this like ownership off of me of just being like, it is what it is, and that's okay too. Like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I feel like really shitty, and I'm like, yeah, it is what it is, and that's okay. If you feel shitty today, that's cool too. And that's just like sort of how I've been like moving through the world, and it's been like so freeing of like, this is okay. Like, this is what it is. Like, there's no judgment, there's no like pre-thought, there's no just like, it just is, like, period. I feel like I'm explaining it really badly, but I feel it has been really freeing for me to let go of like me trying to control other people, me trying to control my own feelings, me trying to control their feelings about me, and I just can't do that, because whatever it's going to be, it's going to be, and that's okay too. All of it's okay. The world is an okay place, And sometimes we just have to like let things be okay without judgment. And that's the part I'm working on the most, is just being like, sometimes I get so mad because I'm like, I'm judging myself. And I'm like, it's okay, judging yourself is a normal part of life, and you're learning how to not do that as much. You're aware of it, and so like when you're aware of something, you can do better about it. And so yeah, those are some of the things that I feel like I have learned / have changed about me since being in a clinical psychology doctorate program. And yeah, I just feel like when you're in a mental health field, like for some people, not all, for some people though, it just like brings this other level of awareness about yourself as you're learning to help other people bring awareness in themselves. So it just has been like this really awesome like bi-directional transference of like, as I learn things to help my clients, I also learn things to help myself. And that's pretty cool. Like I feel like that is really awesome for me. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you watched this far, leave a white emoji or a black emoji. Be sure to follow me over on my social media, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. I love you all so much. Bye.